Good morning everyone. How are you all? Class, today I will be covering a new chapter, that is structure of atom. Class, before proceeding further, I just want to tell you something which you have studied in the previous class or in the previous chapter. In the previous chapter, you have studied about the atom and molecules. In Dalton atomic theory, you have studied that atom is the smallest particle, an indivisible particle. We cannot divide atom, right? We have also studied in the previous chapter that atom can take part in the chemical reaction, right? So, in this chapter, we will study more about the atom and molecules, right? So, let us begin with the Dalton atomic theory only. Dalton atomic theory has many postulates, right? On the basis of that postulates, there were many scientists who had done many research. And from these research, it was found that there were many postulates of Dalton atomic theory were incorrect, except that atom can take part in the chemical reaction. Class, from there, the following question arose in the mind of scientists: that are atom really indivisible as proposed by Dalton, or something else? Or what makes two atoms different from each other? We all know that the atom of one element is different from atom of another element. So why is it so? What is the reason behind it? Class, today we will study about the answers of these questions in this chapter only. Yes? Let us begin with the activity which was given by famous scientist who was studying static electricity. And this activity indicates that atom can be divided. Atom is not indivisible. Right? In this experiment or activity, the scientist took two things. The first one is this comb and the other one is simple piece of paper. What he did, he took comb and rubbed with dry hair. Here I am doing the same thing. Right? And after rubbing the comb with dry hair, what he did, he brought this comb near piece of paper. You can see that the particles stick to the comb. Now from there the question arises, why is it so? Why piece of paper stick to the comb? Right? He explained that while rubbing the comb with the dry hair, the comb become charged. And when it becomes charged and it goes towards the piece of paper, then piece of paper is being attracted by the comb because it is charged. Right? Now the again question arises, from where does this charge come? Of course from the comb. As comb is charged, so charge is present inside the comb. And comb is also the matter, and matter is made up of atom. This activity tells us that there is something or there is some charged body which is present inside the atom. Right? And after this activity, there were many scientists contributed in revealing the presence of charged particles. Among the scientists, there was one scientist whose name was J.J. Thomson. In 1897, he did one experiment, and the experiment was like that. Here, he took one discharge tube for his experiment, which was fitted with two metallic plates, and these plates were called as electrode. Now the one plate is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Here this is the battery, and the another plate was connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Yes, so this plate will be called as cathode because it is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, and this plate is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. That's why he called it as anode. Right? Now what he did, he filled the gas inside this discharge tube, and after filling the gas he passed the electricity at two conditions. The conditions were high voltage and the other one is low pressure. So when electricity passed through this discharge tube, what he observed? He observed that the stream of minute particles were given out by the cathode. Here you can see that these particles, the stream of minute particles were coming from cathode to anode. And these stream of minute particles are called as cathode rays. Yes. Now as these rays are coming out of cathode, that's why the name of these rays is called cathode rays. As these rays is negatively charged because they are coming from cathode and attract towards anode, which is positively charged. So the particle which is present inside the rays is also negatively charged. Yes, can we say? Yes, of course we can say that the particles which is present inside the rays is also negatively charged. So from there, one of the subatomic particle was discovered, that is called the electron, which is negatively charged, which is present inside these rays. Yes. So we can say that from this experiment it was concluded that all the atom contains negatively charged body, that is called electron. All the atom contains electron. Now the question is, what is the nature of electron? Now we know that this is the negatively charged body, but what is the characteristics of this electron? So for that we will study about the electron in detail. So the mass of the electron is equal to 1 upon 1840 times of mass of hydrogen atom, and from there it was calculated that the mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 28 gram. Right? Now this value is very small, so it is considered is to be negligible. So we always take mass of electron as 0 because this value is very small and we neglect this value. Now again the mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 28, and what is the charge of the electron? So the charge of the electron is what? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 Coulomb. So this is the charge. Again you can see that the value of the charge is very less. So for calculation purpose, it is considered as 1 unit charge. and minus 1 unit charge. Why? Because electron is a negatively charged body. That's why we always put minus 1, not 1. Because minus represents that it is a negatively charged body. Yes, class? So, this is the following properties of the electron. Now, again, the question is arise that we all know that the atom is neutral. Yes, atom is neutral and there is negative charge body present inside the atom. So it must be positive charge inside the body which will balance the negative charge. Yes, of course.